During the 1960s and early 1990s, fear spread across Texas because of one man. His name was Kenneth McDuff. People would later call him the Broomstick Killer because of the brutal violence connected to his crimes. For decades, his name became associated with kidnapping, murder, and terror. But what shocked people the most was not only what he did. It was the fact that the system allowed him to walk free after already being sentenced to death. Before we begin the full story, this channel takes hours of research and careful verification to bring you real crime stories that matter. We invest in tools, software, and time to ensure every detail is accurate and meaningful. If you support this work, help us reach 1,000 subscribers this week. Subscribe, like, share. Kenneth McDuff was born on March 21, 1946, in Texas. He grew up in a troubled household and developed violent behavior early in life. Neighbors described him as aggressive, cruel, and dangerous even as a child. He bullied weaker children and often got into trouble. Teachers and local residents believed he had serious anger problems. As he got older, his crimes escalated from theft and burglary to violent attacks. By his teenage years, McDuff was already involved in criminal activity. He committed robberies, thefts, and assaults. Police arrested him several times, but the punishments never changed his behavior. Instead of reforming, prison only made him more violent. He learned how to manipulate people and hide his true personality. Many later believed the warning signs were obvious long before the murders began. On August 6, 1966, 3 teenagers were enjoying a summer evening near a baseball field in Texas. Their names were Edna Sullivan, Robert Brand, and Mark Dunham. The young friends had no idea that their lives were about to end in unimaginable horror. Kenneth McDuff and his accomplice Roy Dale Green approached them with a gun. The teenagers were forced into a car against their will. Panic and fear filled the air as the kidnapping began. McDuff drove the terrified teenagers to an isolated rural area. The victims begged for mercy, but McDuff showed no compassion. He separated the victims one by one. The remote dirt road became the scene of one of Texas's most horrifying crimes. The night would end with 3 innocent young lives destroyed forever. Robert Brand tried to survive and protect his friends. But McDuff forced him to the ground at gunpoint. Without hesitation, McDuff shot Robert. The teenager died in the remote field far from help. His family would soon receive devastating news that changed their lives forever. Mark Dunham became the next victim. McDuff murdered him shortly after killing Robert. The young teenager never had a chance to escape. The brutality of the murder shocked investigators when details emerged. 2 innocent boys had been executed in cold blood. Edna Sullivan suffered the most horrifying attack of all. McDuff sexually assaulted her before killing her. Investigators later described the crime scene as deeply disturbing. Her murder horrified even experienced police officers. The cruelty shown during the attack would stay with investigators for years. Texas newspapers covered the story extensively because of its brutality. After the teenagers disappeared, police launched a massive investigation. Families begged authorities to find the missing teens. Witnesses reported suspicious activity near the baseball field. Investigators soon focused on Kenneth McDuff and Roy Dale Green. Pressure grew as the community demanded justice. Roy Dale Green eventually broke under police questioning. He confessed details about the murders and identified McDuff as the main killer. His confession gave investigators critical evidence. Police quickly arrested Kenneth McDuff. The horrifying truth about the murders finally became public. In 1968, McDuff stood trial for the triple murders. The courtroom was packed with grieving families and reporters. Evidence against him was overwhelming. Witnesses, testimony, and crime scene evidence pointed directly to him. The jury found him guilty. The court sentenced him to death 3 times. Families believed justice had finally been served. But in 1972, the U.S. Supreme Court ruling in Furman v. Georgia changed death penalty laws across America. McDuff's death sentence was automatically reduced to life imprisonment. Suddenly, the killer, who was supposed to die, remained alive in prison. No one imagined he would ever walk free again. While in prison, McDuff learned how to manipulate officials. He acted calm and cooperative when needed. Texas prisons also faced overcrowding problems. parole boards began releasing inmates to create space. Despite his horrifying crimes, McDuff convinced some officials he deserved another chance. It became one of the biggest mistakes in Texas criminal justice history. In 1989, Kenneth McDuff was granted parole. The news shocked investigators and victims' families. A convicted triple murderer was now back on the streets. Some police officers warned he would kill again. Sadly, those warnings would soon become reality. Not long after his release, young women started vanishing across Texas. Several disappearances shared disturbing similarities. Victims disappeared from parking lots, stores, and public areas. Detectives suspected a serial predator was active again. Soon, evidence began pointing back to Kenneth McDuff. Melissa Northrup was a pregnant convenience store worker. One night in 1992, she vanished during her shift. Her family desperately searched for answers. Investigators later discovered that McDuff had abducted her. She was sexually assaulted and murdered. Her death caused nationwide outrage. Colleen Reed disappeared from a car wash in Austin, Texas. Witnesses saw signs of a violent kidnapping. The case terrified women across Texas because the abduction happened in daylight. Police later connected McDuff to her murder. Communities became terrified as the body count increased. Texas authorities launched a nationwide search for McDuff. The FBI joined the investigation. McDuff used fake names and moved constantly to avoid capture. Police tracked motel records, witness sightings, and vehicle information. Every day he remained free increased fear across the country. In May 1992, police finally located Kenneth McDuff in Kansas City. Authorities surrounded and arrested him. This time, investigators were determined to ensure he would never be released again. Evidence from multiple murders was collected against him. Families of victims hoped justice was finally closed. McDuff faced another capital murder trial. Prosecutors described him as an ongoing danger to society. The jury quickly convicted him again and sentenced him to death. Years later, on November 17, 1998, Kenneth McDuff was executed by lethal injection in Texas. After decades of violence, his reign of terror finally ended. The Kenneth McDuff case permanently changed Texas parole policies. People could not understand how a convicted triple murderer had ever been released. Many investigators believed there were more victims never officially connected to him. Families of the murdered teenagers and women carried lifelong trauma. Even today, Kenneth McDuff remains one of the most infamous serial killers in Texas history. If justice still matters to you, subscribe and stand with us because silence helps criminals. Every story deserves to be heard. Every victim deserves justice. Stay aware, stay safe.